What's going on, y'all? I want to welcome y'all back to the Raw Report. And in today's episode, I want to talk about the street mindset and how it's got us all twisted up. And even though we years removed from the streets or trying to leave the streets, it still keeps us binded up. And I want to talk about how we needed that street mindset to survive. But now we don't need that no more to live. And I learned early on, just talk about it. You know, if you talk too much, you can get hurt. If you trust the wrong person, you can get killed. And it causes you to build some type of walls. I ain't gonna say some type. It causes you to build walls. And at the end of the day, the code was keeping you solid. But at the end of the for real, it's keeping you stuck. Like I said, it worked in this time when it needed to work. It kept you solid, kept you in the street, doing your thing, and that's when you was doing it. But now, what's next? The enemy don't care if you're trapped, if you're in the trap, if you're in the office. He don't care as long as your mind stay locked. And it's time for us to unlock our mind. Like I said, that street mindset was good for the time that we needed it. And if we being honest, a lot of us left the block a long time ago, but the block never left us. We have to get to a point where we got to leave that block behind. We ain't, 9 times out of 10, I ain't saying to everybody, but a lot of us ain't hustled in a long time, and we still looking for the approval of old hustlers that ain't even there no more. Like, who are you looking for approval from? Somebody that can't give you the approval. 9 times out of 10, the people you're looking for approval for ain't even in the game no more themselves. So, what are you doing? It's time for you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what part of you are you still protecting that God already freed you from? You ain't in the hood no more. You done moved on. But the way you're acting is still in the hood because you're being loyal to an older version of you. It's time to start, for lack of a better way of saying it, it's time to start being spirit-led. Like I said already, the streets taught us how to survive. They didn't teach us how to live. Like I said, talking too much, we know that's weakness. That's still weakness no matter whether you're in the streets or not. But we know we can't trust everybody. That gets you hurt. We know that in the streets for sure. And emotions, meaning if you're in the streets, you can't have those. You got to get rid of those. So, but that's how the streets want you to, that's how we was trained in the streets, but it ends up locking our minds up. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You always had to stay alert. You had to always be on your toes, always watching, always ready, always on go, ready for anything. And I get it. I've been there. I understand. Hey, look, I'm not knocking. But at what point do that stops? You can't live your whole life like that. I mean, I guess you can, but that's not living. I guess what I'm trying to point out to y'all is, at what point do you think that you've graduated might not be the right word, but you moved on from survival. We're not in survival no more. A lot of y'all got decent, steady jobs and still running around here like you still in the streets, looking over your shoulder, got attitude with everybody. Just, you gotta let that go, man. That mindset might have kept you alive when you was in the streets. But right now, where we at right now, it's killing your peace. Like, it's destroying your peace. What protected you then is actually poisoning you right now. And you probably don't even see it, because that protected you, it's a spirit at the end of the day. That's what it is. My question for you would be, what survival skill from your past are you still running in your present that you still living by right now? What survival skill from your past are you still living by right now? What's crazy is, and I'm telling y'all stuff from my life to try to help y'all. I realized that even though my address had changed, I left the streets and ain't been in the streets in a long time. But the streets were still in me. The way I was moving, the way I'm not trying to. My trust issues is deep, but it's the same thing. My father got killed by his best friend when I was like 10, 11 years old. So my trust issues is deep, but it's still the same thing. Kept me not trusted. And even though I wasn't in the streets no more, I'm trying to move differently, but the spirit that was on me kept me looking at people through a street mentality, small view. It was almost like I was still hustling because I was still defensive, even though I wasn't hustling. And basically, at the end of the day, I still didn't have my peace. It was like, to me, peace was a setup because I'm not hustling, but I'm still moving like I'm hustling. That's kind of backwards if you really think about it. But you don't know it. That's why I'm pointing it out, because I had to go through this. So I'm trying to start pointing it out that a lot of y'all are still moving like y'all still in the streets, and you ain't even in the streets no more. It's time to let that go. I was still fighting people, and not necessarily fighting like hands and this and that. I was just fighting on letting people in to get to know me so I can move on with my life. But at the end of the day, I was really just fighting peace itself. I was struggling. We was wrestling. I was wrestling with that peace because it was so different and new that it had to be wrong. For me, it was to see how I'm doing, just to see how I'm doing. Do I want to go do this? Or what I got going on? I'm not used to that. I wasn't used to that anyway, but I had to change. And what's crazy, y'all, is the enemy loves when you keep your street mindset because it keeps you self-reliant and not learning to grow spiritually. It keeps you spiritually blind. So you're trying to always, I got this, I'm gonna do it on my own, and not depending on God to help direct and guide you into what it is you need to do. As long as you keep those walls up, you'll never start building faith. As long as you keep your walls up, you'll never start building faith. And the walls, like I said, at that time, they was needed because I grew up in the streets, so I had to live by what was the lay of the land. But once I got past that, and what's so crazy, the more I think about it, I had got so far past survival and didn't even know it, but I was still living the same mindset. So it kept me pretty much running in that same hamster wheel, round and round and round, even though I wasn't nowhere near close to it no more. But I felt like it because that was the mindset that helped me get out. But at some point, we gotta get rid of that street mindset. Don't get me wrong, it's still in me now. Don't get me wrong. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. But God has given me peace, or given me the power over that thing to know that that's not help. I'm not in survival no more. So why am I out here giving that survival energy when I'm just trying to live my best life? And that's what a lot of us don't realize, that you attract the energy you give. So if you're giving off that you still in survival energy, ain't nobody trying to rock with you like that. If we being for real, for real. Now, they can talk around it. I'm telling you what the truth is. I've been on both sides of it. And the more I think about it, I wanted people to rock with me when I was still on that. But I wouldn't trust me. You know, for real. Come on, man. I'm being honest with y'all, bro. Like, without the type of energy I was on, And it wasn't even that I was on nothing like that, but I'm watching everything you doing. So if you mess up even a little bit, I'm on you. And you see what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to deal with nothing like that. So I guess my question is, how many boundaries are really just fear dressed up as street smarts or wisdom or something that you think is they street smarts? How many boundaries are really just fear because you're not even close to that or not even doing that no more, but you still keep them boundaries up and it's keeping you locked or secluded to yourself? You don't even sell drugs no more, but you're stuck in the streets. There's absolutely no way you can be corporate, married, saved. I don't even want to say it ain't no way. I guess you could. You could be corporate, married, and saved, and you still have that street spirit, that street mindset, like everybody out to get you. But you're not living. You're still in survival mode, even though it might feel like you're living. You're not at peace. And you know you're not, because it starts to weigh on you. It shows up in how you isolate yourself, how you move, how if something, I'm talking about, it can be something small, you ready to go full throttle. It ain't even that. You could have handled it like, hey man, don't do that. That ain't what I'm about. And moved on. But you still got the street energy. You done took it to 10, and it was something that you could have wiped off with a 1. Just told dude, hey man, this ain't that. And moved around. Because that street mentality don't go nowhere. It's still in you. But it's a way once you find your peace, you can handle things without having to go to 10 to show and prove that you that man or you that guy. It's just a different energy, different way you go about things. It's that you still walking around with that I don't need nobody energy. We all need somebody. I don't care how you look at it, because I thought the same thing. We all need somebody. To get to anywhere or to get to something that you're trying to really do, we need somebody. A lot of us got that, I'll never be played like that again. You done vowed that to yourself. It's keeping you stuck. It's life. People gonna be people. Some people go do this, go do that. That's why you set a boundary. Okay, boom. You know the signs of it, but don't stop trying to make the progress from whatever it is you're trying to do because of something that somebody did to you 20, 30 years ago. Come on, man. That person ain't even in your life. You ain't seen them in 20 or 30 years, and you still holding on to that. That street mindset don't leave when you die the hood. It hides in your habits. And like I said, believe me, it's still in me. But I've gotten comfortable doing the uncomfortable by trying to shake those habits, even though they still in me, because it's too much out here that I want to learn. I want to experience a lot of stuff. I can't stay stuck in something that I pretty much graduated from in my 20s. Come on, man. And y'all already know it. I tell y'all, the spiritual warfare, it ain't always loud. Sometimes it's your pride. It's the control. It's the distrust in everybody. That's what spiritual warfare is. And you think it's just you in control, this and that. You're not in control, man. We're spirits at the end of the day. We are spirits living in these bodies. So what I want you to think about, my question, where has the street mindset followed you? Has it followed you home? Has it followed you to your job? Is it stopping you from having your faith? From believing in what you know you can and should be doing? What I want y'all to start doing is start by, it can be one thing at a time, but start unlearning that code. Because at the end of the day, it made your heart cold. And God is after our heart. And it's funny to me because you talking about cold. My heart was cold, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, I was one of the biggest people, I tell you in a heartbeat, love don't love nobody. So don't play with me with that. And that was what I was on. But I'm telling y'all, it made my heart cold to everything and everybody. So I seen everything through that lens, and that's a small lens to see life through. I want you to start asking God to show you where your defense has become disobedience, because you're defending something that was needed for that time, that season. You're not in that season no more, but you keep bringing that baggage with you. When you start catching yourself reacting out of fear, I want you to stop, breathe before you respond. Think about what's going on before you respond, because like I said, some stuff don't require you to go to 10. Some stuff you can just, hey man, I don't play like that no more. That ain't what I'm on. And move around. You see what I'm saying? Because like when I was coming up, moving around, when stuff like that start happening, you go to moving around, internally you take it like, oh man, they think I'm scared, this and that, so you can't move around. So you go stay there and try to, some of this stuff ain't worth all that, bro. Most of it ain't. And then, y'all already know I always tell y'all to write journal and do different things, but write down those street rules that taught you so you can start crossing them out. And the ones that don't serve you no more, let them go, because they not helping you in this new season. Learn some new rules, because, and I guess especially if you're trying to do some business or you just trying to be a law-abiding citizen in this world, or dealing with regular, but that's what it is being normal. Because when you don't realize how lost you really are when you're in the streets, because you're going so far against the grain that once you get so far out there, you really don't think it's no way back, but it actually is. But it's going to require a lot of work, internal work for you, and you got to want to do it, because if you don't want to do it, that's how they keep you in and out of the system, putting all these charges on you, all that, because you get so lost, and that's the only thing you know, that's the only thing you see, and you don't understand why can't nobody else see what you see, because you've actually locked yourself into a small-minded or a small prism view of the way things are, when it's so much more to the picture. But you got to be willing to see it. And like I said, I can give you an example. Never trust nobody. But the thing I'll say to that, test every spirit, but walk in love. So you don't got to trust them, but test them. Hey, what you about? And once they tell you what they're about, they go tell you. That tells you how to maneuver. Because I want you, once you start removing the fake stuff and replacing it with the kingdom truth, that's what you can, like I said, test the spirit. You don't got to trust them, but you can test them, and then you can walk in love. The old street thing, keep your circle small. But the Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, that's what God is. So, like I said, I'm telling y'all what I learned. It's spiritual. A lot of this stuff is spiritual, and we don't even know it. And I'm out here trying to help y'all understand it's definitely spiritual. That whole stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. I understand that. It works. I mean, it's still pliable in some situations, but the Bible says, "Be still and know that He is God." So be still. Sometimes you got to be still. That's the rest and relaxation, so you can get a different download. So my question to you would be, what's one street rule you're ready to lay down so you can finally grow up spiritually? Because that's basically where we're lacking at. We let the streets, us maneuvering and running in the streets, basically have us start to rely on ourselves and what we can do, and we basically drowned out our spirit. Our spirit He's not even helping us maneuver in this world. And everything is spiritual. Every single thing is spiritual. And most of us that's still locked in the streets is not tapped in with our spirits to help us guide, lead, and direct our footsteps. Because our spirit ain't in charge, it's us. So that's basically what I want y'all to say with that question. What's one thing that you can lay down so you can start to finally grow up spiritually. And like I keep trying to tell y'all, the street mindset is a spirit, and spirits don't retire; they relocate. They just move from person to person, but it ain't gonna retire. It's just moving from person to person. So it's information like this, whether you want to hear it or not, is needed. And if you don't renew your mind, it'll keep renting space in your heart. And if you don't get your heart right, none of this stuff don't even matter, man. Because what's in your heart go always come out. It's go all one way or another. It's gonna come out. You ain't even got to say it. You can be talking all around it, lying, doing whatever you want to do, but what's in your heart has to come out. That's why God wants you to get a pure heart and get rid of all this negativity that you got stuck in your heart from, like I said, what the street mindset taught you. And if you really think about it, that loyalty to that street mindset, and it don't really have no logic, at the end of the day, it leads to loss. You're going to lose something. I don't know what. Might be people, might be money, might be... You're going to lose something. That's all I'm saying. And at the end of the day, the devil don't care. He just wants your heart to stay in the hood. If you keep your heart in the hood, he already got you beat, so he moving around. Even though you ain't even in the hood no more. You got a family, got a little house and doing your thing, but you still moving around like you still hood. Time to grow up, y'all. God calling you to rebuild. He wants you to rebuild with structure, not the street code. That's where the blueprint of the Bible come in at. And read it for yourself. Don't just listen at me what I'm saying. Read it for yourself. So you can get your own understanding. You get your own instructions from what God wants you to do. And at the end of the day, you're not betraying your past. You're graduating from it. You've been graduated from it. But ain't nobody tap you on your shoulder and tell you to move on. So you staying stuck even though you're not in your past no more. You graduated from your past a long time ago, but you still reliving the same thing over and over again because you refuse to let it go. The streets taught us how to fight. It taught all of us how to fight. But God wants to show you how to win. It's a difference. Because even if you think of MMA or whatever you think of when it comes to fight, yeah, they be on top for a minute, but them fights catch up. And next thing you know, they looking whooped. Them fights whoop on them real good. Like I said, the streets taught you how to fight. You survived. You survived what you were supposed to survive. Now God wants to teach you how to win. Romans 12:2. Don't conform to the pattern of this world, street mindset, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's time to start renewing your mind to learn something more, different. Because you know the streets like the back of your hand. You know what's gonna happen before it even happened. So don't it make sense to move on and start learning another chapter? Like I said, you graduated from that a long time ago. It's time to move on, y'all. My final question to you, are you loyal to your past pain? Or are you committed to your future purpose? That's basically what it boils down to. Are you loyal to your past pain? Or are you committed to your future purpose? It's all up to you. Y'all already know, like I said, this the Raw Report where we rebuild the truth and teach warriors how to fight back. You've been street smart long enough. Now it's time to start being spirit-led. Let your spirit lead you in the direction that you should go. So, y'all already know what I'm going to say. Like, comment, subscribe, ask your questions, ask me anything. I'll get on here and I'll respond on my lives. Y'all already know what I like to say. Stay raw. Stay real. Stay raw. Stay grounded in your faith. And walk boldly in your purpose. Till the next time, y'all. I'm out.